Any mic? All mics? Okay, hey, how you doing?
If you remember in our interview, I'd asked you originally 3 dirty boxings ago if you had any interest in getting in that
Yes.
dirty boxing ring, and you said if they offered it to you, and here we are. How does it feel to be
Here we
here,
are.
man?
You know what's crazy? What was your name?
Ron.
Ron.
Stop on social
Ron.
media.
Ron. You know what you should be? You should be like a WWE announcer.
I appreciate that. You hear that, ladies and gentlemen? That's coming from Olympic champion and
You should be.
boxing champion.
Well, can you repeat the question really slow?
Really slow.
Yes.
You in our original interview, I said, being
No, I'm
an
joking.
Olympic-
I think at Dirty Boxing, we met at Dirty Boxing 1 or 2. You know, it's a cool thing to go out there and have a company like this that you're familiar with. You know, I know the owners, John Jones, Mike Perry, really good friends, guys that are kind of leading me down a great path. So to be able to go out there and now perform after we talked is crazy. And so I'm excited to show the world that there's a striker and this wrestler, and tomorrow they'll be able to see that.
Congratulations on the main event.
Thank you.
Gable, you had an MMA fight in LFA last month. You could have stayed doing MMA, but what intrigued you to come over to Dirty Boxing?
I think what intrigued me is just the people that own it. You know, I've seen their career paths and how they kind of have built themselves on going so many different ways and so many different directions. You know, Mike went from UFC to bare knuckle to somehow he's the king of violence. But if you look at that face of his, I mean, you can see why. But you know, and John too. You know, there's a lot of great places to go, and sticking with LFA is such a big thing. But also, like, why not go out there and show the world that you can be bigger and have them invest into you more? So that's the main reason why.
Hey, we're here.
Yes, how you doing?
Obviously, good. How about you? But,
Good.
Obviously, boxing's not what people know you for. Like you said, wrestling is your main background. So, is a part of this wanting to actually prove to people, like, yo, I can strike, and then also, like, do you kind of want to get hit a little bit too?
I mean, you want to go out there and show the world who you are, of course. I mean, with the first fight, I went out there and big takedown, big ground and pound. Now, this one, I get to go out there and stand on the feet and look somebody in the eyes and see if he's capable of even catching me, you know. And, I mean, there's always a chance that he will, but most definitely he won't. So tomorrow they'll see that. But I think the main thing is just being able to stay composed. And if I get touched, I get touched. It's part of the game. You signed up for a reason. If something comes, move out the way, and my motto is hit and don't get hit, and so that's what I plan on doing tomorrow.
Oh, and I mean, MMA too. You get hit a couple times, you can go to the wheelhouse. You can take a shot and bring it to your world. Dirty boxing, that's not an option. So how do you prepare for that mentally?
Just hands tight, elbows tight, head moving. I mean, like we talked about, hit and don't get hit. But if you got fast feet, they got to eat too. So that's how I feel.
And last one for me. Ultimate goal, I assume, is still, like you said before, UFC champion. But can you
Yes.
elaborate? Is that still the plan?
Of course. Yeah, you want to be the best of the best. You know, I've won the Olympics. I've been in so many big places, played in the NFL, been in so many great spots and in so many big arenas, and I know that my path leads to something bigger also, and that could be UFC champion. Yes.
Over here. So I've been watching you for a long time. Like, I knew Gable as a grappler myself. Like,
Well, thank
as
you,
a
yes.
grappler. Like,
I appreciate
seeing
it.
you up in the trajectory of like the Olympic level, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've reached the pinnacle of grappling, right?
Yes.
And then now you go to LFA, which I was like super hype. I was like, let's go. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
DC and Chael yap about you like every single day, so it's hard to not hear. But seeing you now take a fight in Dirty Boxing against like more of like a hometown hero, right? Do you feel the same level of stress that you did in like an Olympic level? Like, man, if I don't win this, like people are gonna think I'm, you know, the moment you lose any fight, they're like, you're washed. Do you think that would happen if you kind of lose a fight at like this point in your career?
Well, I thank you for watching me and being there since the beginning, but also taking into consideration that that's not an option for me. So I don't even think like that. But I appreciate your question.
Okay, well, obviously you alluded to having been in a lot of big spots in your career, right? Olympic gold, NCAA champion, All-American several 5 times in the story. How does this all kind of rank up to those accomplishments as far as not only the spotlight but also the stage?
This is very different. You know, wrestling. You get the wrestling world that cares about wrestling, and this you get normal people that want to watch fighting, and you get high-end celebrities that want to watch. And tomorrow we'll have a bunch of people that are notable boxers and local celebrities and stuff like that coming to watch. So it's crazy to see the variety of people that I've came across with wrestling and playing football and WWE and everything else. But now it's like a new world to capture. So it's always cool to see the amount of people that gravitate to someone doing well, and that someone that can make it and push far in their career. So it's really cool and unique.
In the lead up to this fight, your opponent Billy's, they're pretty boisterous and vocal about the fact that you're not a boxer and that he's going to kind of put you in your place. Have you seen any of that, and what would your response be to Billy?
I ain't seen none of that. So, what I mean, it's part of the game. You know, he's here to boost an image that he wants to create. I'm here to win. It's two different stories. So I don't come here to lose. I come here to go out there and dominate and show these cameras and show the crowd that who Gable Steveson is. And I kid you not, tomorrow night, I think it's October 30th. They'll see at Dirty Boxing 4. And if you want to grab a ticket, you can. I mean, I think I would recommend it if I was a local fan that wanted to come and say hey and see a few cool cats, go out there and have a good time. So, I mean, I like when people go out there and talk up a storm. That means they're not confident in themselves. They're trying to catch a barrier of me that they probably won't see. So I come to win. That's all.
And obviously you have the connection with John Jones, and he's kind of taking you under his wing in a lot of different ways. How instrumental has that been? I mean, most people don't kind of get, arguably the greatest fighter of all time as their, mentor. So
Yeah.
Talk to me about how that experience has been and how important it's been to your growth.
Yeah, it's a true honor. It's day and night with him. He's putting a lot of time, and I tell you, a lot of time into me. They say he's never done this to anyone else. So to go out there and be that first person that he's looked in the eye and be like, hey, you can be something, means a lot, and that's a big confidence boost for me to go out there and have. They call him the greatest of all time. His name's Johnny Bones Jones for a reason, and he throws elbows, he throws punches, and he throws kicks. But tomorrow we're gonna throw some punches, we're gonna throw some elbows just like him, and we're gonna salute it to him after we're done.
Awesome. Thanks, Gable.
Thank you.
Gable,
Yes.
how has preparing for Dirty Boxing been different than preparing for MMA?
Yeah, I think I train the same way. It's hard and smart and recover and do everything the right way. But I think in this instance, being able to understand that this is boxing, but also if the guy's great, if the guy's not, I treat everybody the same. And it's what I do with wrestling. If the guy's a superstar, if the guy is a guy like a first fight, it doesn't matter to me. We're going to train the same way. We're going to train hard, smart, and make sure everything is aligned when we go out there. So it's always the same with me. It doesn't matter who the person is. We're going to go balls to the wall for the time being, and then we're going to show up ready and do our thing.
Thank you.
Yes.
Go ahead. No, you're good. Talk a little bit about kind of not just wanting to become a UFC champion, wanting to be a star of the sport.
Mm-hmm.
How does kind of the people you surround yourself with, the team you've got, help prepare you for that?
It's very important, because the team I got, they've been in those spots. They've been in that big crowds, the journey, the highs, the lows, the peaks, the valleys. I mean, they've been in those areas and seen everything that they could possibly see. So having them kind of guide me in that way and say, hey, we did this wrong, and this is what we shouldn't do. This is what we need to do right. I mean, it takes a strong crew to see those peaks and valleys and say, hey, we need to push forward and keep going through. But I got a great surrounding crew around me. We live and die by this, and I wouldn't be here if I didn't. So that's all that matters.
Yeah, I guess how comfortable is this spotlight? Obviously, all eyes on you throughout this fight week,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of what you've been able to do throughout your career previously.
Yeah, I mean, the spotlight is amazing. I think I said it a few times, just being able to go out there and be relaxed. A lot of people ask if I'm nervous or if I'm anxious, but man, once those lights hits, Gable hits. And once that music plays, it's a superstar that comes out. And I've always been like that since I was a kid. When that camera came, I knew what to say, and I knew how to say it, and I knew when to say it. And it's always just been who I am. So that's the best thing.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, Gable. Kind of going back to what you said with the team and the people surrounding you. Like, obviously, they're going to build you up and they're gonna hype you up. But
Of course.
what do you think the biggest critique has been from these guys so far? Like, hey man, we really need to up it here. Or
From who?
focus on this. From like John Jones.
Yeah.
Like the team around.
Nobody's ever perfect. John still has things that he's not perfect at. I have things that I'm not perfect at. We all have things that we're not perfect at. I mean, it's life. And so I think the main thing is just stay level-headed, stay down to earth. Treat everybody the same. Whether you guys are reporters that come in here and have a good attitude with everybody. If you don't, then I feel like the world just never spins your way. So I try to have the world spin my way, keep it cool with everybody, keep it nice with everybody, and whether, like we said, whether you're a superstar, whether you're Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, or you're a local friend that you meet at a bar, you got to treat everybody the same, because sometimes the world don't spin your way, and you never know when that day will come.
And then, like we see guys in their MMA careers that have like heavy wrestling backgrounds, and they just never advance on striking. They just focus solely on the wrestling.
Yeah.
Eventually, it catches up to them, right? Why have you been able to figure it out so quickly? Like, hey, I'm not just gonna lean on this wrestling, because, you know, it's like riding a bike, you're always gonna have the wrestling there. So, like, how much are you focusing on striking, and why were you able to pick that up so quickly?
I spend normally all my days striking. I still go into the University of Minnesota wrestling room and wrestle, but I use that as conditioning, and I use it as timely practice to kind of know just stay fresh in the game of wrestling. But I spend most of my days striking, hitting pads, hitting bags, being with a good group of guys. You know, I got Brandon Gibson, I got Greg Jackson, I got another coach here in Minnesota. His name's Billy Simon. He's underrated, but man, he's a guy that I've been going to for a long time now. So I've been hitting pads for a few years now, and then after I was done wrestling, went full time. But just, you know, just stay humble, be ready to work, and be ready to grind. You know, I've always been a guy that's like to practice and stay late, come early, and so just I feel like that's why I picked it up so quick, and tomorrow it's here.
And then last one, like, what did you have like an exact moment when you tapped in and was like, okay, combat sports is officially for me? Because we've seen you kind of jump into different things. We've seen the WWE, we've seen the football. Like, what was that exact moment when you were like, all right, I'm all in on this?
I've always wanted to be all in on it, but you know, you just got to explore. You know, I was 21 years old and going to many crazy places, and now, you know, I hit the middle age of 25. It's still very young, but I I hit 25, and you know, it's time. You know, for the heavyweight division, I feel like there needs to be a fresh face. There needs to be an American guy to go out there and win, and go out there and put on a good show and beat everybody in front of him. And so I think I can be that person. I'm sorry, I don't even think I know I can be that person. And it's just like we talked about. It's not if, it's when. And I feel like that win is coming soon.
Gable,
Yes.
how long have you been thinking about coming over to MMA and dirty boxing, but
Yes.
MMA in general? So how long have you been thinking about that come over?
It's always been a long time coming. Just being a wrestler, you always want to see bigger. Some people want to stay in wrestling. Some people want to be bigger than that. And I feel like I mentioned before, just being able to go out there, and when I see a microphone, I can speak. When I see a camera, I know which way to look, and it's just always been a part of me just to be that guy and be that guy that's bigger than wrestling and can be bigger than life, and kind of be a guy that if you walk on the street, they're like, wow, that's him. But also, if you see me, then we can have a real conversation. It's a real human also. I feel like a lot of people don't get to see a real human in stars. So I try to keep myself as humanized as possible and let people kind of see a real combo through me, and not just be like Gable the figure.
All right, guys. Thank you. Gable, you're good?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
See ya.